Welcome to the Art of Money podcast with Art McPherson.
You had the chance to hang out with some really A-list celebrities, Art. What event was it? It was a great charity event.
Yeah, it was one of the events that the Pump Foundation does, and they do a good job of giving back to the communities. And we had a bowling event where we had a chance to meet a lot of different celebrities at that event. They had about 25 celebrities that came to the event, and we got a chance to interview about 5 of them.
Yeah, you had a chance to talk to Jamie Foxx, Cedric the Entertainer, Dave Roberts, and 3-time NBA champion Byron Scott.
So, Byron?
Yes, sir.
Now that you've been retired, what are you doing in retirement?
I'm enjoying life. Been involved in a bunch of stuff, you know, and it's been great. My wife and I, we've been together 8 years, been married, last couple of years. We've been in business together. We're in a fresh pet food. It's called Fresh Pet. Dog food company that we're involved in. We're involved in a baking company called Ethel's Bakery that was launched in Detroit, Michigan about 4 or 5 years ago. We got student housing in Long Beach. We got a little bit of everything, and it's been great because it keeps us both busy. And she's a businesswoman, just sold her business just before the pandemic that she had, which was a med spa that she owned for 10 years. So she's an entrepreneur. So we've been just doing a lot of little things together and just really enjoying it.
What do you think about the trade that just happened yesterday in the NBA?
I think that Brooklyn got a pretty good deal.
You think so?
I really do. I think when you get Ben Simmons and you get Curry, another shooter, another playmaker, and you get first-round draft picks as well, you made out pretty good, And I know Philly wanted to kind of get rid of the bad apple, so to speak. I don't know Ben, but I think he's a heck of a basketball player. But I think Brooklyn got the best end of that deal.
What would you say is your most memorable game when you were in the NBA?
I would say 1985 in Boston, Game 6, beating them on that parquet floor and being able to bring the championship back to Los Angeles. Number 1 and number 2 being the first team in LA to beat a Celtic team in a 7-game series. And my first championship. That's something that I'll never forget. Going into Boston, winning that series and beating, the great Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, a Hall of Fame, basketball team there. And we had obviously Hall of Famers as well. But one of the best rivalries I've ever been a part of and one of the best series I've ever been a part of, So the 3 championships that I was a part of, that first one I think will always be the one I'll remember the most.
And LA's had a hard time living up to what you guys built back then.
Well, I think Shaq and Kobe did a pretty good job.
They did phenomenal.
They did a pretty good job. They did the 3-peat where they won 3 in a row. Something that hadn't been done in a long time. We won back-to-back, which hadn't been done in 20 years. So the LA tradition has been a rich and very great tradition in basketball. But that Showtime era was an extremely special time.
Well, it's a little bitter for me because I'm a Florida guy, and so Orlando Magic. So when we lost Shaq to you guys, that's why I kind of just pushed that out of my memory.
I can understand that. You know what? But blame Jerry West. Jerry West was the one that went over there and got Shaq to come to LA and convinced Shaq that not only from a basketball standpoint that he would flourish, but in other things that he wanted to do, the rapping, the music, so he was able to convince him that he would have a bigger presence here. And I think it turned out pretty good for Shaq.
For sure. Well, thank you very much, Byron.
My pleasure, guys.
Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime.
Man, what a great guy, Byron Scott.
My son grew up during the time of Shaq playing here with Penny Hardaway, and we would go there and watch a lot of the Orlando Magic games and watch them be very competitive and, go to the finals and be deep in the playoffs, and then to see them lose Shaq, and then we basically went.
You said you were at a great bowling event as well. Did Byron Scott get out there on the lanes?
I don't know, because I was actually bowling with John Sally and David Justice. So, yeah, we were actually bowling with them. So, David and we weren't allowed to record on the bowling alley, so I didn't get a chance to interview them. But I actually spent a lot of time talking with them. And one of my heroes, who has been the Kentucky head coach, is Mark Stoops. And Mark and I hung out quite a bit during this weekend, and we were actually sitting down and talking for about a half an hour off the record, so to speak, and had a good conversation about FSU football, about the defense that he helped develop under Bobby Bowden at the university, and just how good we were and how dominant we were and how important it was for FSU to get back. Matter of fact, he even said to me, I had asked him, I said, so if you ever want to coach again, if you ever leave the SEC, where would you want to coach? And he said, the ACC. I said, well, it's not my decision, but I guarantee you I would want you to be on the FSU staff.
By the way, Luke, watch your feet because Art was doing some real name dropping over there. So you can hear that interview in its entirety with Byron Scott, plus plenty more at the Artist Vault. Just go to artofmoneyradio.com.
Thanks for listening. Want more from Art McPherson of McPherson Financial Group? Find us online at artofmoneyradio.com.
We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of financial and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Securities offered through World Equity Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Investment advisory services offered through ProStatus Group, LLC. McPherson Financial Group and ProStatus Group, LLC are separate entities and are not owned or controlled by World Equity Group, Inc. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Investment financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. Art McPherson is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Arthur McPherson. Florida Insurance License number A174. 725.
Today's show has been a work of art.